Chasteen. I'm a resident of Oconee County, Georgia. I am a former student of Oconee County High School. I majored in United States history, and while I was in high school, I was a part of the prestigious Watson Brown Board of Historical Preservation, Board of Trustees, and former vice president of this group. I've devoted my entire life to save history from all eras, whether it be from the Second World War, whether it be from the Great Depression, the Civil War, or the struggles during the War of 1812, or the Revolution. I have devoted most of my life focusing on the remembrance of the American veteran. So as I look at this clock now, I ask that you take 10 seconds right now, and I'll watch the clock, in silence to remember the American veterans of each and every war that's fought before us so that we can stand where we are today. And I'll watch the time. Nash Farms battlefield is an very important part of our history. Just as the Second World War, just as the Great American Depression, American Revolution, or the current status of our country now. Each and every day we make history, and we strive to remember it. These American veterans that served there spilled their blood, whether it be black or white, that served there, north or south. They are still American people. They are our countrymen. And as I stand before you today as a proud American, I plan on remembering our veterans. And by doing a disservice that we are doing by taking the flags down, we're basically spitting in the face of the American veteran that spilled his blood 152 years ago. So I ask you, do you stand behind the American veteran? Are you a proud American? Do you want to remember the legacy of the American soldier? Because these men were Americans, regardless of the fact of where they were from, what farm they grew up upon. They still had one common goal: to be proud Americans. Until this status of where we are now, what we learn in history class today, we're taught that the Confederacy was fought for many reasons, but most importantly for slavery. Well, mind you, there are more than just one reason that war was fought. Slavery wasn't an issue in the war until 1863, till Lincoln passed the Emancipation Proclamation. Even Union soldiers stood there and said, in interviews after the war, we weren't fighting for slavery. We were fighting to preserve a union and keep America as whole. So we look upon us today, and you keep saying, let's take the flags down, let's erase the symbols of history. Well, the last time symbols of a culture were erased were in 1935, when Hitler issued the Nuremberg laws to utterly erase the Jewish symbols, whether it be shops, culture, or citizenship. So if we erase the histories, erase the symbols, anything and everything that makes that culture what it is, are we no better than the Nazis? Are we no better than ISIS destroying symbols of Christianity? Are we no better than the Crusades of Europe to destroy each and every culture that come before it? I ask you to do the right thing. Be an American. Be proud of where you come from. Because you won't know who you are as a person until you know who's come before you. What they done 152 years ago was because so we can stand where we are today, is one American to another, a country that is proud of where we come from, what we've done, and now it's our duty and our obligation to remember these men and to carry the torch so that future generations will know the sacrifice of the American soldier, what they done, what they spilled their blood for. We can't erase what's history. It's impossible. You can't do it. They've tried it before. It's impossible. So I ask one thing. Let's remember the history. Let's value the history. Let's put the flags up. Let's teach both sides of the war. Let's put the American flag next to it. Let's talk about the Confederate veterans, the Union veterans, all American veterans. So thank you for your time, and I honor you for letting me come here and speak to you today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, this concludes our public comment section, and we'll now